everyone to the Town Sponsor Board meeting for our public part of our meeting. Councillor Barker will be joining us, and I'll get her to do introductions when she joins. Declarations of interest on the agenda items. Are there any declarations other than the ones that we've normally declared? Okay, no show of hands with that one. Okay, so Surinder, can we go through the minutes, please?
Yeah, sure. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Lovely, thank you. We had our meeting on Tuesday, 3rd of February. So this is page 1. And page 2. And the session closed at 2:20.
Thank you very much for that, Surinder. I've read them and it's a true reflection of our meeting. Can I have just somebody, a show of hands for seconding it, please? Thank you, Carl. We'll take them as a true reflection of our meeting. Are there any matters outstanding, Surinder, that we need to go through, or are they all closed?
They were all closed. It's just in the private session. There are a couple of actions which are closed.
Thank you. Okay, can I then move on to Rupert for an update on Bloxwich, please, Rupert?
Right. Hello. Thank you, Chair. Yes. Okay. So Bloxwich Advisory Board. We had a meeting on the 14th of May, which seems quite a long time ago now. Basically, what was reported was all good. I mean, strong delivery progress being made with several projects now completed or near completion. Positive momentum on other things, including particularly in the community facilities skills delivery. 3 projects are nearing completion. A lot of the expenditure is pretty back-end loaded, but we're noting the increased flexibility provided from MHCLG. So it's all seems to be under control. No red flags being waved at all. The key delivery highlights for an active travel program is about 99% complete, with 70 new bus shelters, highway improvements, wayfinding on time and under budget. Community capital program completed projects at Rycroft Hub and the Stafford Road Sports Club. Funding reallocation is underway, new round launch with application stage open. Also, Bloxwich Community Partnership Scheme on track for a September launch. There was one project which was about £500,000, which was didn't happen, and there was a sort of the subgroup which decided the allocation of funds decided partly that some council match funding should be sort of retired effectively, which was basically on the grounds that there wasn't really enough time to go out to new projects. Existing projects, although very worthwhile, already had quite a lot of funding, and really on the grounds of sort of economic concept of diminishing marginal returns. So in terms of getting the benefit cost ratio up to scratch. So that was a pretty responsible decision. I was quite impressed by that, I have to say, although not part of that subgroup. Green Bloxwich programme and King George V progressing well. Work almost complete on additional parking. The multi-use games, Muga, the surface works have started, and the pavilion foundation's underway. Construction skills through regeneration, significant progress apparently at Dirtyfields, with 44 homes completed or near completion, with kind of improved energy efficiency, lower bills for residents, skills in outcomes, learners, apprentices, and employment. the Broadgate scheme is progressing towards a site start in October this year. And the launch pad at Bloxwich, many of you have been to see already, is performing strongly with high engagement, growing partnerships, active program delivery, and much enthusiasm. There was a survey done on the footfall on the canal work done under the active travel programme, which, inevitably demonstrated, improved a wider, good usage. So we continue with strong community engagement. So that's my little report, all kind of fairly positive.
Thank you for that, Rupert. Is there any questions for Rupert? No show of hands. Thank you, Rupert. Thanks for the update. Carl, can I bring you in?
Sorry, Chair. David Moore's hand's gone up. I've just noticed.
Yeah, sorry, Chair. Just say, I'm conscious that Councillor Barker's been able to join us, so that might be an opportune time for welcome and introduction.
Thank you for that, David. I've just seen that. Councillor Barker has joined. Carl, if you could, we could do some introductions around our new board member. So can I first of all introduce our new councillor, Councillor Nicky Barker. Nicky, what we'll do is, if you're okay, we'll go around the room, but if you want to do some introductions, and what I'd like to do is welcome you as a board member as well as deputy chair, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you. So over to you, Nicky, and then I will go around the board.
Okay, so my name is Councillor Nicky Barker. I am the recently appointed Deputy Leader of Walsall Council. I'm the portfolio holder for regeneration. And yeah, just looking forward to working with everyone and making a better Walsall.
Thank you, Nicky. Welcome on board. Alison?
Sorry,
Just go down
take
the
my let me just unmute myself.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alison Guerra. And I'm the accountable body governance, finance and performance manager.
Andrea?
Well, that came up quick. Hi, I'm Andrea Bennyworth. I am the program manager for the Town Centre Regeneration, working with David Moore.
Claire?
Afternoon, Claire Wells, Programme Development and Delivery Manager, leading on majority of the Bloxwich tender projects.
Thank you, Claire. Dave Brown?
Hey all, I think most of you know me. I'm Dave Brown. I'm the Council's Exec Director for Environment, Housing and Growth.
Dave. David Moore?
Yeah, thanks, Chair. David Moore, Director of Special Programmes for the Council.
Deb?
Sorry, was that me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Jazz. I'm Programme Management Officer on Claire's team and I work on the Green Bloxwich project.
Yes, thank you. Eleanor?
Hello, presume that's me. I'm
Yes.
Eleanor, and I'm a Principal Transport Planner from Walsall Council Strategic Transportation Team. We've recently TP transferred across to Black Country Transport.
Okay. Ray?
Hi there, Ray Flynn. I'm a Director of Corporate Governance at the University of Wolverhampton and I'm its representative on the board.
Helen?
Hi, I'm Helen Kirk. I'm the Programme Management Officer for the Community Capital programmes for the Walsall and Bloxwich Towndale area.
Helen. Jason?
Hi, I'm Jason Fisher. I am the Programme and Centre Manager for Bloxwich Launchpad, sitting under Claire's team.
Chat.
Hi, Nicky. Welcome. Jack Sharma, Walsall College.
Hey. Thanks, Jack. Kevin?
Hi all, Kevin Davis, Chief Executive of Wine Trust and its Chair of the Multi-Academy Trust called Mercian.
Thanks, Kevin. Carl?
Welcome, Councillor Barker. I'm Carl Woodward. I'm Director of Reach All Limited and also Head of Procurement for the Workers' Education Association and Chair of the Walsall Town Advisory Board.
Kelly?
Hi, Kelly Valenti. Alison's accountable body team reports into me, as does Claire's delivery team on Bloxwich projects.
Rupert.
Hello, Councillor. I'm Rupert Fairfax. I own and have run a saddlery business in Bloxwich for the last 35 years, quite a significant employer. I'm also chair of the Bloxwich Advisory Board, have been since its inception about 5 years ago.
Okay, Sean.
Hi, well, I think everyone on here knows me, but Sean Darcy, Director of Finance and Procurement for the Walsall Council.
Thank you, Sean. And Surinder.
Hello all, Surinder Core Business Support on the accountable body team.
Thank you. I welcome you on board, Councillor Barker. So moving on to Carl. Carl, do you want to do an update on Walsall, please?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Chair. So, so the Walsall Advisory Board met on the 6th of May. I'll just run through very quickly in terms of the update. So, on the financial side of things, on the accountable body updates, most projects are spending in line with expectations. Projects are now either fully spent or we're moving towards the completion within the agreed policy, within the agreed profiles. We've got introduction of the new monitoring returns, and I think this will affect the Bloxwich side as well. So they're to be used, but they're more focused on the programme side of things rather than the projects themselves, which is some central pieces that we're lining up to. But that doesn't mean that we're removing the Verto transparency system we've got in on the monitoring and the risk profiling. So all that's being retained. It's just that some of the central government requirements are asking us to look at the profiling and some bits and pieces that Alison and her team manage in terms of how we look at it. But from the day-to-day reporting of the projects themselves, it shouldn't affect that. The Verto will stay in place. And so then running through the projects themselves, so active travel, that's now pretty much, well, it is complete. So I thought it'd be useful just to highlight and revisit what we're actually doing in terms of the delivery side of things here, because too often I've kind of probably gone into certainly last review about the actual governance pieces and some of the headaches we're having and some of the challenges around that. So I want to get a little bit more into the output aspects of these projects and remind ourselves of what they're doing and what they, why they were conceived and put in place in the first place. So on the active travel, just to run through, I mean, we've delivered 5 kilometres of path improvements, 2 kilometres of cycleway. We've got a kilometre of the canal safety light that's all in place now. And we've also introduced, obviously, the footfall data now, which is allowing us to give us the long-term evaluation and demonstrating kind of the activity in those areas. So that allows us to be more strategic in terms of our future considerations. So I think that's really, really important in terms of what some of that program's done on the active travel. On the community capital, so on the updates on that, I mean, fundamental programs delivering and support 19 enterprises receiving funding. That's 19 assets and facilities have been upgraded and to support and accommodate local needs. Of that, we're looking at focusing around 46 learners support through those programs. And just to highlight the two latest, the projects that are just coming to completion, we've obviously delivered a number of these, and Helen and the team have done a great job on that, which is the Creative Factory. So the renovations are now complete, and we're receiving over 100 visitors per week in that establishment. And then the Black Sister scheme, they've had a number of sort of planning hurdles to overcome, but the completion of that works are going to be through August till September. So again, more facility within on the ground in the communities and supporting those communities at large. We had an update. Excuse me. We had an update on the community connected gateway. So that was updates relating to the interface and the various projects again, and some of the interconnect and enhancement. So all the various parts of this and joining it up. So David Moore gave us a good update on some of the progress in some of those areas. The Adult Learning Centre, the contracts have been signed with the college. I now believe has got the licence for the Support Learning Centre, was also agreed. And we're looking at supporting around about 750 learners for that. So I know there's a lot of things to discuss around that, but fundamentally from the point of view of some of the pieces around on the track on that, that's looking really good. Creative industries, heritage building, heritage challenges, in which the project team, and again, been very actively involved in resolving a number of those issues they're faced on that front. But again, a bit of innovative thinking around some of areas, and they've overcome some of those challenges. And for the purposes of sort of, again, trying to keep the program moving forward, keep the momentum, You know, the output there is a 50 square metre enterprise space, 10 enterprise support, and 5 full-time jobs created. And so on that piece alone, they're now phasing the, I understand they're phasing the delivery programme so that they can actually get the enterprises within some of those units as the work continues, because of some of the bits and pieces. So again, it's working to accommodate the need rather than just simply sit behind the bureaucracy of its, you know, long-term planning issues and all the rest of it. Active spaces, active public spaces. So work started on the canal-based improvements, and we've got negotiations on the final components of the APS of that scheme progressing. So again, that's 5,000 square metres of public realm and another 22 full-time jobs created in that piece. Digital hubs is delivered, and obviously we know that the centre's reporting that they're meeting their targets or close to, and they continue to deliver and currently explore some additional support to maximise the potential from that. So again, 260 square metres of floor space, 675 learners supported, 65 enterprises receiving non-financial support, 28 workshops and events, 1 full-time job created. Again, you know, another success story in terms of the programme piece. And then finally, construction skills, which again is sort of, you know, historical in terms of its delivered and outcome, what have you. Again, you know, hundreds of places created, and they're over exceeding the outputs in that. So from an update point of view, in terms of where we are, that pretty much covers all the ground on the projects, and all, you know, generally very positive and with an active community involvement in the discussions, Chair.
Thank you for that update, Carl. A lot of good stuff happening within those 2 areas. Any questions for Carl? Thank you. Surinder, can I bring the public part of our meeting to a close? I'm going to stop the recording.